All right. I am trying something a little new because could not get my document camera to work. So we'll see if this works. All right. In math today, you are going to do 3, 7, and 3, 8. All right. We're going to flip right away to page 78, and we're going to do this activity together. Jasmine kept a record of the number of minutes she did homework each school day, Monday through Friday. She wants to use the bar graph below to show her data. Now, it says talk with a partner about how Jasmine could set up her graph, but because you're home, I'll just walk you through it. Okay? So when it says to talk about how she could set up her graph, it's asking about what intervals she should go by. We know automatically that 0 should be at the bottom because that is the very lowest point. All right? If she went by ones, she would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is 5 enough space on our chart to graph 45? It is not. Let's try 2s. That's another easy one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Is 10 high enough to graph 45? It is not. Let's try 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Now, if we went to 25, we could graph 2 of our days, but we still are missing 3. Let's try by 5s. 5, 10, 15. Oh, sorry, we just did 5s. Let's try 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 works. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. We set up our scale of intervals, like skip counting, intervals of 10. Okay? Now we need to graph the days, or the number of minutes she did homework each day. So Monday was 45. 10, 20, 30, 40. Then I go halfway, 45. Now Mrs. Hamlin isn't going to color all this in because I don't want to waste my pen. Okay, but that is 45. On Tuesday, she did 20 minutes of homework. 10, 20. I would graph to that second cube. All right, on Wednesday, she did 35 minutes. 10, 20, 30. Go halfway to 40. And I have my 35 minutes. All right. On Thursday, 40 minutes, 10, 20, 30, 40. I am going to graph up to 40. All right. And on Friday, she only did 17 minutes of homework. So 10 halfway is about 15. So I'm going to go just about 3/4 of the way up for 17. All right. So we just completed a scale set for this data chart. The greatest number of minutes Jasmine spent on her homework was what? If you said 45, you are correct. On which day did she spend the most time on homework? Monday, correct. On what day did she do the least amount of homework? Friday, nice job. She only did it for 17 minutes. Okay? A scale for the bar length can show any size interval. For example, it may show intervals of 1, 5, 50, or 100, depending on the data and the size of our graph. Okay? The easiest way for us to do intervals was by 10, because we were able to fit in all of our data. Okay? That is our little lesson for 3-7. I need you now to flip your paper or your book page to page 81. All right, flip to page 81. We are going to create a scaled picture graph. Okay, so bar graphs go from bottom to top. All right, and you're making these bars. When you're doing a picture graph, you're going from side to side. All right, so we are going to go over creating our own data set. For triangles, let's say we have 14, wide rhombus 12, narrow rhombus 10, hexagon 6, and trapezoid 8. All right. Now, on these lines is where you're going to write each shape. So go ahead and write those out. All right, I have my shapes written out. The title of my chart will be Pattern Block Sort. All right, because we were talking about pattern blocks. Now this one's a little different. We have a key here. Okay, so a picture graph, to mark in these, we use X's or circles or check marks or smiley faces. I like to use X's because it's easiest. So each X will equal how many pattern blocks. So this is where we do our intervals. Let's see if I could do intervals of 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That does not leave me enough room to chart our triangle, wide rhombus, or narrow rhombus. Let's try intervals of 2. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. 2's, each X equals 2 pattern blocks, works because I would be able to graph all of these shapes. So each X equals 2 pattern blocks. All right, now I need to graph each of these and their total. 14, I need to graph 14. So if each X equals 2, I'm going to go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Now what I would like you to do is graph the rest of these, but pause my video, okay? Pause my video, graph the rest, and then I will graph on mine, and you can check your answer, all right? So go ahead and pause, and I'm going to continue. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Narrow rhombus was 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Hexagon was 6. 2, 4, 6. And trapezoid was 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. We just created a scaled picture graph, creating our own key and using our own set of data. All right. Nice job. The final piece, we are going to flip to page 82. All right. Kellogg School held a weekend car wash. We will use the data in the tally chart and the key to help complete the picture graph below. So we have our data chart right here. On Friday, there were 8 cars washed. On Saturday, there was 5, 10, 15, 16 cars washed. And on Sunday, there was 5, 10, 14 cars washed. Now, this is our picture graph, and this is our data. Okay? On Friday, 1 rectangle equals 4 cars. So it has 4, 8. 8 cars were washed on Friday, so that is correct. How many cars would I draw for Saturday? I want you to pause and think, write out your answer, and then check to see if you are correct. All right. On Saturday, if we had 16 cars washed, we would have 4, 8, 12, 16. So I should have 4 rectangles drawn. All right. On Sunday, we only had 14 cars washed. So I know 4, 8, 12, okay? I have 2 cars left over. 2 cars is half of 4 cars. So instead of drawing a whole rectangle, excuse me, you're going to draw half of a rectangle. So kind of like a little bracket. And that will represent your 2 cars. So 4, 8, 12, 14 cars. Now we need to answer the questions, why are there 2 rectangles next to Friday? Well, there are 2 rectangles next to Friday because 8 cars were washed on Friday. So 8 cars were washed on Friday. 1 rectangle shows 4 cars. So that means, 2 rectangles shows 8 cars. All right, and then how do we figure out how many car symbols to draw for Saturday? Well, I went 4, 8, 12, so I knew 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals 12. So I drew 3 symbols to show 12 cars. Then I drew a half symbol to show 2 more cars. All right, this was a very quick assignment for our class, so it's okay if you're a little confused or a little lost. We will do more review of this when you get back. I am super excited to see you on Monday, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. I will see you Monday. Email me if you have any questions. Thanks.